I'm a game designer. Okay, so how can I be hired by Ubisoft or any other game studios?
Well, now the competition the bar is really high now, even in India itself. Yes, every people like anyone can become a designer, but you need to have a certain skill set to become a game designer, and to get into Ubisoft or any other studios, you need to, as I mentioned previously, it'll be really helpful if you have a portfolio to showcase that you have you done any games, have you built any games by yourself, or in institutes if you're learning game design in any of the institutes. So have you built any prototypes, have you built any games, so have you write any blog, can you break down the games? Because for a designers you should be able to break down the games, you should be able to deconstruct, what are the systems are the game, how you should have that lens of looking at games like very different way, like how others are looking. You should be able to
Right.
figure out how the game is teaching the user, how or what the onboarding looks like in the game. Um, what are the systems are there within the game, what are the features are there which makes this game so unique. So you should be able to figure out what is good, what is bad, and you should be able
Yeah.
to communicate that thing on the document, or maybe if you can create a blog or something. Writing a blog or article is like an easy way to to start as a game designer, because nowadays everybody knows how to write, and they can communicate in English. So, but to showcase your skills, we'll be able to see, can you break down the games? Do you have a good communication skills? And then if you have a prototypes, if you build any prototypes or games, that's a like plus point for us. Yeah, I mean, that's the skill that if you for the entry level, person, because communication, how do you communicate within the teams? So that's what we look for. So yeah, these are the things like in general, every studio looks for, even at Ubisoft also. Uh, Even for the when we hire a fresher or any intern, we look for these are the your skills, your communication. Can you do you have passion to build games? The most important is passion, because I mean you can have like hundreds of degrees or anything, but we don't want to see your degrees, we want to see your games. You have the skill sets to design games, so that's what we look for, and that can be seen by your portfolio. So your portfolio should include all of this. Necessarily it has to be polished, as long as you are able to showcase that you have that potential to design games. That's what any studio look for. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, suppose I am a new game designer or developer, and I have a game idea. Like, I want to develop a game on a particular idea. So, is it possible that I can bring this up idea to any game studio or Ubisoft, and we can like build in collaboration with them? Or
Well, so the thing is, I mean, this is a very common question that we usually get
Yeah.
asked about ideas. See, if you have ideas, then why can't you build the game by yourself? Why you want to go to Ubisoft or any other studios, right? Because, see, these ideas, are great, but game designer whose job is not to come up with the idea, whose job is to figure out which is, let's say if 10 people are there, and if everybody has 10, everybody comes up with a one idea, and you have 10 ideas to figure out which one is the best, right? And it's not about his idea or that person idea, it's about taking the best one and moving forward from there. And then how do you break down that idea into the game, right? More, and how can you make a game out of that idea? It's not just one idea. How you're going to build that game? What are the uh, systems are that going to be the game? What are the mechanics that you want to introduce within the game? How what the progression look like within that game, right? Yes, everything starts with an idea, but as a designer you should go deeper within that idea. But first figure out which one is the good, and why should someone play what why your idea is unique. it is very important to to showcase as a designer. That's what we look for. See, ideas. I mean, game designer is not an idea guy for sure. I mean, if someone tells you, I mean, if you have that mindset, the game designer who comes up with an idea, that's completely false. We take the best ones and move forward with that, and we do much more research on that and see which one is good, which one is really fun to play. And as we progress more on that, then we look at the multiple aspects of that. Then we take the business angle also towards that,
Yeah.
because idea is good, but that idea, how it can be converted into game, does it have potential in the market? I mean, if nobody's interested to play that game, then why you want to build that game, right? So it's very important to have the market research also and see whether this game will work or not. So, I mean, there are many aspects that goes while building the game, but yes, definitely starts with an idea. But for an entry level, uh, we just want to see that you have that potential to build the game. I mean,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. And main is execution, right?
yeah. So the
Like if
execution,
you
that's
know
what.
how to execute it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so execution, that's what matters, right? So idea is, I mean, the classic saying, the ideas are cheap, the execution, that's what matters. I mean, that's what,
Yeah.
I mean, it is there in every other studio and every other
Uh,
company that look for. Yeah.
So like, what is
right.
the
Right.
work culture in Ubisoft Studios like?
So Ubisoft is a great company. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, even it was my dream to work at Ubisoft when I was playing Assassin's Creed, like when I was a kid, and that was like a dream come true for me when I got an opportunity to work on Prince of Persia. In terms of work culture, Ubisoft is amazing. I mean, it has a uh, super talented people in their job families, whether it's a programmer, whether it's a VFX, or whether it's a concept artist, or any designers, game designers. I mean, everyone is super passionate about building games. They live, breathe only games. They all want to make the best games in the world, and you are always challenged within the studio. It does not matter like how experienced you are, how skilled you are, you'll be always challenged in your job. And every studio works in a different way. So even though Ubisoft has like 30 plus studios across the globe, but
Yeah.
every studio has even it's the same core values and culture, but the working style is different because every project has a different level of scope, demand, and the team sizes. So if you're working on a mobile game, then your team sizes are small. You have a much more um, control towards the project. But when you're working on AAA project, then you are collaborating with other studios. So you take certain, you are the owner of certain areas within the game. The other studio is they are responsible for other areas within the game. So that's how the core development works within Ubisoft. I mean, it's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.